going, everyone? It's Liam Carlson here. It's time for the originals. It's episode 17 of this season, which I believe we'll have 5 more episodes left to go after this one. So, yeah, we're about to approach the ending of our first season, and, you know, what a season it's been. Don't mind if you can hear the squeaking. It's just Milo with his toy, so, yeah, he loves his octopus. So, yeah, there you go. Anyways, yeah, it's been a really incredible season, and one that has really blown me away. It's just been phenomenal stuff all throughout, and even heartbreaking, I guess, which segues to the last episode, of course, with Rebecca leaving. We had basically a situation where things, I guess, weren't ever going to go, ever going to end well, should I say. Given the fact that, well, I guess the alternative was Klaus driving the white oak stake into Rebecca's heart. But, yeah, Rebecca got that freedom and she's gone. So I'm assuming, like I said in the last episode, we will be seeing her every now and again, like for the 100th episode, for example. But in terms of a series regular, I think that's all, folks, basically, in terms of Rebecca's tenure on the originals, which is going to be sad because obviously Rebecca is amazing, but it is what it is. So yeah, why don't we jump into this episode then? It's episode 17 of season 1 of the originals. I'm excited to see where things are going to go after the events of the last episode. So with that said, let's go.
And make the bearer all the more resolved, never to be wounded again. So as time moves
very
along,
apt to various subjects, breakups, deaths,
we get
etc.
lost in distractions. Act
Oh my
out in
God.
frustration. We are healed.
There we go. Holy shit, it
Ready
worked.
to begin anew.
I mean, that was the idea, but holy damn.
I wonder what will become of your daughter. Have you forgotten what it was like to live beneath the threat of violence? We must
There's
work
still
together,
that,
Nicholas.
like, if you want to take last episode into
Let's make
account
the
in
city
terms
whole
of don't be like your father, then
Perhaps it is too broken to mend.
oh god.
Current chaos in the city. However, you have one very simple choice ahead of you here. You can all play nicely together, or you can leave.
Sort your shit out or get out of my town.
Weak. You're supposed to be a harvest girl, but maybe you don't belong here.
Maybe you need to
Maybe
shush.
you never did.
I still haven't forgiven you about what you did to Sophie.
Then all we gotta do is just forget.
Christ.
She spent half her life with humans
Uh-oh.
and the other half with vampires.
Ollie, back off.
Come on,
okay.
Ollie, don't be a dick.
The run of the litter's got something to say. He should say it.
Wow!
You're dividing up the city and the werewolves don't even get a say?
What the hell is she doing here?
Diego, sit.
Democracy! Where is it?
We're not dividing the city, we're establishing
No,
boundaries.
Elijah.
Uh-oh.
There is not gonna
Don't
be
mince
a peace
words.
if the werewolves are excluded.
You think the baby belongs there? You think that's where she'll be safe?
Is the bayou any better?
She's feeling there's a tasteless direction
The wolves
here.
deserve a voice.
Yeah.
Give them one.
Inclusive.
Root, they alter the very chemistry of the brain. I'm sorry, Cammy.
It can just,
Damage is
like,
done.
it's like the infection
I
spreads.
refuse to accept that. And you would too if you had any concept of family.
I mean, the alternative is potentially lying, but I mean, you just worry that, like, the infection has spread throughout, and this.
I want you and all the guys who walked out on Klaus with you to join me.
Rounding up an army?
Can't take back the city without one.
Oh.
You have nothing.
So Marcel's definitely
No
not
weapons, no allies.
choosing. Like, Marcel really
You go even
said
close to the
peace is
border
not
and
an
Elijah will
option.
kill you.
My place at the table. Don't. Just leave.
We tried this shit again once before.
There's still a chance.
How many times?
Oh, Cammy. It is kind of like a bit of a reality check in a sense. Oh, fuck.
I mean, my family's been a part of the human faction for years, which makes me uniquely qualified to take Father Kieran's place. You'll deal with me from now on.
Damn.
You're giving me
Very
a mandate.
Very assertive.
Do you know, I should mention, I've already spoken to the city's new mayor and the chief of police and other interested parties, and I have their blessing. I think you find it beneficial to have me on your side, even if it's just to
Look,
prevent my
the people want it.
from lashing out in ways that
you deep down want it.
Could prove painful to you.
She's very influential, I guess. Damn. A lot of confidence. I'd say we hold this to an election, although that never ends well, usually. Right, America? I'm kidding. Oy.
I'm impressed, brother.
Yes. Now, if I can just keep them from tearing one another to shreds.
Anyone
Well, then, for your safety,
who
it's
starts a fight, you
spectacularly
barred.
boring evening.
It's great to see them two on, you know, amicable terms, I guess, even though that their viewpoints are a bit different.
Kieran's deteriorating condition, the others have acquiesced to your proposal. He will represent the human faction until he's ready to resume.
Ah, temporary. Interim.
And I suggest we make the most of our limited time together.
I mean, she's very impressive.
And she won't listen to me.
Of course.
So,
don't
what, I
use
tell her,
Josh.
You try to get her back on your side? Right? Go back to using her as your personal weapon?
I don't care whose side she ends up on, just that she's
Yeah.
safe.
He's not really fussed about the alignment, more her the fact that she's alive. Can't be doing her dying again. Otherwise, sitting duck.
But this peace treaty is important to you. Yes, it certainly is. So much so, in fact, if anyone threatened to dismantle what I'm building here, I destroy everything they hold dear.
I love how badass he is. Like, he's just that little warning there. Don't try your luck, bud. It won't end well.
You want to make me a hybrid? I put my pack first. And I'm not going to let anything compromise my family line, especially becoming some bloodthirsty vampire parasite.
I guess that's a no then.
Pride. Because their strength comes from family unity. The safety of that unity is what I want for my unborn child.
Oh yeah, he's definitely putting the kid first.
The painful truth is,
If it's if it's going to be everyone for themselves, it
vampires
thinks.
are the antithesis of unity.
So what? After 1,000 years, you're finally ready to embrace the other half of your family tree? Maybe the other half doesn't want you.
Oh, they will.
Well, Michael didn't.
Shield vampires from the sun, so why not a moonlight ring to protect werewolves from the curse?
Damn.
No more breaking bones.
No more painful.
No more losing
you know.
control to the beast within.
Jeez.
I was gonna say pretty.
You're a bit young
I'm Oliver.
for you, bud.
Are you entirely sure you shouldn't be here with us?
Why, Elijah?
Oh, come on. Lock
You
in.
don't think it's safe in big, bad wolf country?
No, not what. I don't know. I
Not gonna sit in a
don't.
rocking chair and knit booties, or haven't you figured that out yet?
Can I have a minute, Haley?
Oh,
You
shit.
can have it later.
Actually, he can have this dance.
Oh! Ouch!
I thought they hated you.
For you, I found one who doesn't. Hey, what's wrong?
You're the first person to help me in a month.
That's depressing. Right, you two are bored!
This ends now. I won't ask again.
Oh, we'll end it all right.
Oh, shit!
All learn to get along. If our families can't create some sort of community, then what's the point?
Yeah,
Kill
just,
each other and
yeah,
get it over
it's all
with.
just gonna end in bloodshed.
I don't really care what they think anymore. Like, if your family doesn't like you the way you are, screw them.
Josh.
You got me. Cammy, not to trust the guy, but he does love you.
There you go.
And P.S. So do I.
The besties. This is where it just dies immediately. No. Small steps. Oh. Good on Josh for the influence there.
I am too.
Like clockwork. Like clockwork. For crying out loud. This was inevitable. Uh-oh. Really? Really? So you're not just pathetic, you're not just arrogant, you're pervy. You're pervy.
They left New Orleans.
We're in a row.
So us against the world?
Hey?
We'll get a third. And a fourth.
And it will keep growing, it's just we're at the bottom.
And pretty soon.
Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, I love it. The blue and the red. Very, ominous.
Passion for one's cause.
Okay. Boom. Oh my god!
Overcome any obstacle.
Suck it, Monique!
Us, the witches who curse us, the vampires who hate us, we wouldn't just be their equals.
They would be the top. They would be the top dog.
To me, you're not as disinterested as you'd like me to believe. Sign it, please. If there is no peace between us, then how can you expect others to follow suit?
Yeah.
Fine.
Domino effect.
If it'll make you happy.
You will lose.
This is all part of
We'll see.
yeah. Look at that storm. The storm's approaching, isn't it? It's a great picture though, I kinda want it. I don't know, I just think like it's a clashing of the blue and the red. The red would be, you know, the blue is the peace or the calm, and the red is the storm, isn't it? It's the calm before the storm. Anyways, I'm just stretching too much. Yeah, it's all a recipe for disaster, obviously, but it's good whilst it lasts, isn't it? This whole peace situation. So yeah. But yeah, it was really neat stuff. Because you even see the werewolf's dilemma as well, like especially not being initially invited to the summit thing, and that causing all kinds of chaos. But it's just really neat stuff to see, you know, Elijah try to make peace with every, you know, group out there. So yeah, this was quite interesting, like going into the political side of things with this whole, I guess, amicable partnership that Elijah's trying to broker with all of the factions, really. And of course there's Klaus with his little plan, with the efforts to take back the city, especially with, you know, his family, his bloodline involved. So, yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to not just see Klaus pursue further into his bloodline, but also it seems like he's really out for it to try and make an effort on making new hybrid. He made that offer to Jackson, didn't he? So, yeah, but I mean, it seems to be enough to convince the rest of the werewolves. I mean, it's so interesting though. Haley was someone who was able to not just give the werewolves a say in the matter, really, when she bollocked Elijah for not including them, but also she prevented things from going off the rails, especially when Diego, Jackson, Oliver, they decided to get a bit too aggressive. Well, to be fair, it was between Oliver and Diego. But I mean, yeah, like I said, Haley was just someone who was very, very influential in terms of her part to play, really. But I just find it very interesting that she was very like she is speaking in terms of giving werewolves a chance amongst the rest of the community. I guess the rest of the factions. And you've got Jackson with this whole little plot going on in terms of, well, this is like we can take back the city, etc. And yeah, but yeah. To be fair, you know what's interesting though? I've never really thought about the rings before. In regards to the moonlight, the moonlight ring, really, because it's just not something that has really caught my attention, really, in terms of pondering the possibilities of, oh, well, you know, it makes sense that these wolves would have these rings, and, to be fair, it makes sense, though, especially with the daylight rings and whatnot, so, you know, why can't werewolves have, something that would aid them with the whole full moon scenario, right? So, yeah, but it was just very, very interesting, this whole scenario, going into the logistics, in terms of, well, Klaus thinking that, well, yeah, things are going to get out of hand. And the painting is very, very metaphorical as well, and I just really, really love it. But as well as it's beautiful visually, but, metaphorically, it's really, really great. But, yeah, I mean, it's not just the fact that there is this kind of thing that will benefit Klaus in terms of, prying into his, I guess, bloodline further, but he's just looking at things at a logistical side of things, like this little piece right now between the factions that Elijah is trying to mandate. It's only going to be temporary, and it's kind of like with Marcel in terms of his little whisper to Josh, and we'll get on to more about that later on, but Marcel feels like there is an inevitability that, people are going to start turning on people, etc., and he wants Davina to be, ready, not just in terms of, like, he doesn't care what side she's on, and I think, that point is valid. He just cares that she gets to live. So, yeah, and it's the same with Klaus. I feel like he knows that it's just pointless to entertain this whole thing. Like, I think, with his disinterest in things and Elijah taking leadership, he just knows that shit's gonna hit the fan any moment now, and it nearly did. Thankfully, Haley, like I said, was able to sort shit out before things got ugly between Oliver and Diego. Yeah. By the way, Oliver's a bloody creep. Because he was trying to hit on Davina. I'm like, isn't she a bit too young for you, bud? And, I'd like to say he's in his 20s, coming 30s, whatever. She's like 16. Creep. Anyways, but Haley was able to intervene. So, yeah. But that's not gonna... There is, of course, strands of bad blood between certain factions. Like Diego mentioned about the fact that, well, they killed my family and all of that, so... Marcel was the only reason I'm here today, so it's going to get to a point where things are going to boil over, and so Klaus is ready to just be like, well, you know what, I may as well just start making moves, etc. So, yeah, but like I said, handing these moonlight rings definitely, it's definitely going to be a bit of a game changer. So, but it's also, like I said, something that is weirdly something that has never been in consideration for me. But it makes sense. Like, you've got daylight rings, you've got resurrection rings. Moonlight rings up, like, especially since werewolves, it's not like werewolves are a new breed in the Vampire Diaries universe. So, they've been around since season 1 of the Vampire Diaries, so, yeah. But, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how things will go, because I think things will be really, really fucked. With obviously with the werewolf, with the Moonlight rings, of course, coming into play. So yeah, and there is this bloodthirsty attitude that Jackson and co are having in regards to, well, we can be the top dogs, literally. So, but yeah, I just really, really found this episode very interesting all throughout. Like I said, maybe political, but it was just very fun. And even Klaus's intro, exit speeches, like I said, even with the painting, was just really great. So, yeah, but I felt like having a good focus on all of the players, really, in this episode. All like, especially the, I guess the remaining big cast since Rebecca has departed. Like we got a good focus on everyone, especially with Davina trying to get back in, like trying to get back into her magic and all of that, and Josh giving a bit of an influence, really. So I really loved that, like I said, in regards to the I guess parallels really to, you know, him being gay and how you can't change that, and that's it though. It's a part of who you are. You know, being any sexuality on the LGBTQ plus community, it's not something you choose. It's something that is a part of you. You know, it's like with me being pansexual, and yeah, that's not something I choose or whatever. It's something that is a part of me. And it was just really, really beautiful. Like, obviously, with Josh's story, there are strands of sadness, especially with his parents, and of course, when he mentioned about his first boyfriend. But it you know, this whole thing to help out Davina was just great, in regards to her trying to get her power going. And it's not just that though, but they've got a really, really amazing dynamic. I mean, the first time we saw them, they just showcased they had a really great dynamic, and you know, this episode was no different. So, and it was really, really great since Davina came back to see them two thrive again. So yeah, but yeah, I really, really loved. I did really, really love that little dynamic there between the pair. And I felt so bad for Cammy, obviously, with the whole situation with obviously her dad. So yeah, but yeah. So here's the thing. Not her dad, her uncle, should I say? What? Yeah. But you get the idea. I was just gonna say before I caught myself slipping in regards to referring Kieran as the dad rather than the uncle. But I was just gonna make a mention about, did like anyone put that dream catcher there or what? Or did like if Marcel put it there, then that's really messed up. But my thoughts are that someone decided, okay, you know what? This is kryptonite, really, for Marcel, so I'm going to put this Dreamcatcher there, and, yeah. Either way, Genevieve just spying on them two, just doing it. Jesus. Like, I just love how she just manages to piss you off in every degree possible. She's very spiteful, she's very arrogant, and now she's perverted. Jesus Christ. Anyways, no one, yeah, you would like that when, if, you know, someone was spying on you and Klaus doing the do, right? Anyways, but yeah, like I said with Cammy, it's just really, really heartbreaking, obviously, with Father Kieran. You know, it's getting worse, isn't it? Obviously, the hex, and, it's understandable why she's going to be pissed off that there is going to be no help coming whatsoever in regards to what is currently going on, but it's like the infection spreading, etc. It's like, I don't want to refer to it as a tumor or anything like that, but it is kind of like when you know, you feel like you could do something about a cancer or a tumor, should I say, early on. And there could be that situation where it's spread and there's nothing they can really do. It feels like that with Father Kieran. And I do kind of hope there is some kind of cure for this, but I don't think it's... Yeah, so... And it's just really, really sad. Like, especially, like I said, Cammy, you do feel so bad for her, especially with the shit she's gone through with Sean and now with her uncle. It's just sad. It's just depressing, really. So yeah. And we did have, I guess, a new member of the human faction filling in for Kieran temporarily. That's the plan. But like I said, I just worry. But Francesca, bold as hell. Absolutely bold as hell. She has a lot of confidence. Like, the bravado she has is just really great. And I think she low-key has the hots for Elijah. So, yeah. But, it was just... it was just really, really hilarious because, yeah, she just had this whole bravado and, yeah, so... But I feel like she's got something up her sleeve potentially. So yeah, but still, in terms of first impressions, I'm not going to jump the gun on Francesca at the minute. But as far as this episode goes, a lot of very bold, very fun, very I like I said, there was a whiff of that flirtation between her and Elijah, which, you know, go for it. Like, I just felt that oof when Jackson was like, can I have this stance, basically? And it's just to stick it to Elijah, not just once, but a little bit of a deal making with Klaus. It's twice, isn't it? So, yeah. But, yeah. I feel like there are still feelings from Elijah to Haley, but Haley's not hearing any. Like, Elijah's in her bad books at the minute, so... Jackson, not so much, but when things go to shit with Jackson and his plan, of course orchestrated from Klaus, yeah. Shall be interesting to see what will happen there, but... Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Very, very fun stuff. Yeah, Marcel, like I said, though, he obviously had that little talk with Josh in terms of, you know, with Davina being pushed to utilizing her magic again. There was a little bit of influence from Marcel to Josh, but it's not nefarious, obviously. I mean, Davina doesn't want to hear any of it from Marcel. You can understand her point of view in terms of, you know, people just use me, etc. And it's just like, so, yeah. But, yeah, that's it, though. Marcel's not doing anything nefarious in terms of trying to get Davina to use her powers. We know that the love is there. The love is genuine. Josh has to be the messenger in terms of, well, she'll listen to you. Because she's not going to give Marcel a chance to explain himself. But, like I said, the love is genuine. He doesn't want to mourn for Davina again. He wants to make sure that Davina when things go to shit, he wants to make sure that Davina does stand tall. She can't do that if she's vulnerable, so... and it's all about taking these precautions, really. So, that's why that's why I linked things with Klaus and the werewolves, basically. Although that's a bit more, yeah. Whereas with Marcel, there's a lot more worry, I would say, understandably. So, yeah. But the love is genuine. So, yeah, and it's just really, really great to see, because obviously we don't want to see Davina go again, so, that little, like, conversation, look, I know you two are great, okay, just please convince her, because last thing I want to do is mourn her again, because we saw how heartbroken Marcel was when Davina, well, died and wasn't brought back the first time, so, yeah, but... Yeah, like I said, solid episode, very political, but setting things up really, really neatly for, you know, the oncoming storm, I guess you could say, with what lies ahead with peace. Peace is not going to be an option for long, right? So, but yeah, good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!